another yoga class together today. Now, today's class is a more active class, kind of like a few that we did in January. And it's really great for anyone that's teens up through adults. So anyone that wants a little bit more strengthening and a little bit more of an active yoga class, this would be a great one. Now, that said, since it's February, I thought that we would do the theme Choose Love. So this class, there's all kinds of love in yoga that we talk about, right? There's love of nature, there's love of all beings, there's taking care of others, but there's also loving yourself. And I thought that's what we would focus on in this class. Especially in today's society, there is a lot of negativity and negative self-talk that occurs. And a lot of times we're doing it without even realizing that we're doing it. But it's just the way that is so ingrained in the way that we talk to ourselves. And it doesn't really set us up for success or for happiness or for really, really caring. You may have heard the phrase, you can't pour from an empty cup. And I really like that one because to me that says if we're not taking care of ourselves and if we're not showing love for ourselves, it's really hard to actually care for others, show love to others. And I think this class is what I wanted to kind of focus on. Instead of having a negative self-talk or a negative way of thinking, think about how you might talk to your best friend or how you might talk to a loved one, a sibling or a parent or a child. They might come to you and have a problem. And would you just say, well, you shouldn't have that problem. Why are you thinking that way? Something must be wrong with you. That's probably not the first thing you'd say. You'd say something empathetic. You'd show compassion. You'd sit and listen to them. And I really want to turn that around and make sure that that's the way we try and treat ourselves as well. Show ourselves a little love and compassion and empathy and understanding, especially when things are challenging or stressful or just not going the way we were hoping. So I think what's really important is recognizing the negativity and then transforming it. And that doesn't mean some kind of toxic, super positive cheerleader all the time. All I'm saying is that we want to make sure that if we all of a sudden hear ourselves thinking a negative thought like, oh, I can't believe I'm so dumb, I shouldn't have done it that way, really listen to what you're saying and recognize, oh, that's maybe a little more negative than I meant, and then try to put that best friend thought in there of how would I say it to my best friend? I'd probably say, well, that's okay. Everybody makes mistakes. Let's try again, right? So we want to be able to recognize it, and that's really the first step is seeing, hey, this negative self-talk is occurring, and then transform it by just looking at what's true. Like maybe we really made a mistake, and that's a truth. But we're not dumb because we made that mistake. That's an untruth. That's just something we're telling ourselves, or we're in a habit of telling ourselves that we can maybe get rid of that untruth. And then maybe we could replace it with something that's either positive or reflects gratitude. So maybe, oh, I made a mistake. Everybody makes mistakes, but I'm really grateful that I tried it, that I was brave enough to try it. And I know that I can learn from this mistake, and I can try it again a different way next time. So kind of putting a different spin on things. Today on the mat, we're going to do some things that maybe are challenging, or maybe I'll offer a modification to increase the challenge. Give it a try and see how it goes. And if you do run into any sort of negativity on the mat, why don't you try and transform it and practice while we're here in this nice safe space. And then hopefully what you're learning to do on your mat and transforming your negativity, your self-talk into something more beautiful and compassionate and positive, that'll translate when you go off your mat as well. So it'll kind of become a practice here that you can take with yourself somewhere else. All right. So that said, we can hop onto our mats. I just want to remind everyone that yoga is never supposed to hurt. It's always supposed to feel good and stretchy, and it can definitely be challenging. You can meet that appropriate edge. But if you feel pain, just drop into a child's pose, come to a seat, even lay down on your mat. Just take a little rest, and you can hop back into it. I have a water bottle that doesn't hurt to have, and I also have some yoga props. I'll pull them over just in case I show any modifications. I have some blocks. You can use thick books. I have a strap. You could always use like a belt from your robe. And if you have one handy, it wouldn't hurt to have a blanket, any kind of snuggly blanket. and a pillow, because we're going to try and get really snuggly at the end for our Shavasana, because rest and appreciating what our bodies have done can be just as important as the movements themselves. All right, so in the spirit of showing ourselves a little love, we're going to start on the floor today. So I know that's always one of my favorites when I hear a yoga teacher say, let's roll down to the ground. So let's roll onto our backs. All right, and we're first going to do a couple of belly breaths. So you can have your feet, I have mine in butterfly position. You could extend them straight out, whichever you'd like. Put one hand on your belly and one hand on your chest. And take a deep breath in. And exhale through your mouth or nose. Okay, let's do that again. Deep breath in. And as we breathe in, go ahead and exhale. You might want to think of a mantra or a thought. It could be something as simple as I am loved as you breathe in and out, or I am calm, just to give yourself some words to focus on. It could also just be breathing love in and breathing love out as you breathe in and out. And if none of those work for you, come up with your own, or you can totally skip it, but it's a nice way to kind of center your breath and focus on the class a little. So go ahead and breathe in. Maybe say, I am loved. Breathe out. Let's do two more. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. And breathe out. Great job. Now, we're going to breathe in and we're going to hug our legs into our chest. You can rock back and forth a little if you want, warming up your back. And then we're going to take our right leg and we're going to cross it over our left leg so that our knees are stacked on top of each other. This is called Gomukhasana or cow face pose if you've heard either of those. And you just want your knees stacked on top of each other, and then grab at your ankles and go ahead and gently press your ankles into your hands. So this will give your arms and shoulders a stretch. Make sure your shoulders are relaxed and down on the ground. And this will also give you a stretch through the backs of your thighs, through your hamstrings, and into your glutes as well. So just hold this there for a couple breaths. Good job. Now unfurl, hug your legs back in, and we'll try that on the other side. So we're going to put our left leg over our right leg so the knees are in line. Again, if you're able, grasp your ankles. You can even rock a little bit, just like we were doing in the hug, if that feels good, or just stay in a static hold. And then gently push those ankles into those hands that are holding them, and keep the shoulders plugged and down on the ground. All right, couple breaths here. This is good stretching to get us warmed up for the class. And then unfurl, hug your knees into your chest once more. And then we're going to do a full body stretch. Stretch out your arms, stretch out your legs. We can do some hand circles and some ankle circles. Do one direction and then the other direction. Great job. And then we're going to rock and roll to sit up. Now, if you've done this before, just go for it. Otherwise, just watch me. Bring your feet to the mat and then bring them in to your chest one more time. And we're going to rock and then sit up. We're going to try that a couple times because rocking up and down our spine is a really great way to massage it and warm it up. And it's also a lot of fun, I think. All right. So now that we've warmed up a little, but also shown ourselves some nice love by tending to our bodies and staying on the ground while we did our stretches, we're going to get a little more active. So I'd like you to take one foot. I'm going to bring my right foot, bring it right in, tucked right into my body, and then bring my left foot in front of it. I'll scooch back a little so you can see. So my legs are kind of like two little logs running next to each other. And then we're going to reach our hands up and spread those fingers wide. Reach, 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 reach. And then either ball your hands into fists or kind of claw your fingers like you're a little monkey hanging on a vine. And then we're going to gently sway back and forth. So if you want to carry that monkey analogy further, pretend you're a little baby monkey swinging on the vine. job. And then we're going to pause, breathe in, stack your head over your heart over your pelvis. And then on the exhale, fold into your hips and bend any amount forward. Now you might just come to here. That's great. You may be able to stretch out even further. Keep those arms out nice in front of you. You may be able to bring your head all the way to the mat, whatever is comfortable for you today. You want to try and keep your sits bones, the bones in your bum, on the ground though as you do this to get a good stretch. Take a nice breath in and out. And then on your next exhale in your breathing cycle, gently come back up. Good job. Okay, now we're going to switch the legs. So bring your other leg, for me it's my left leg, in towards your body. Bring your right leg or other leg in front. Remember, we'll kind of stack them like little logs. And we're going to do the same exact thing on the other side. So reach up, spread those fingers wide, get those arms moving. Good work. And then reach all the way, fists or little gripped hands, and then go side to side, side to side. Nice work. Come up tall, breathe in, and then on the exhale, fold forward. Again, any amount, maybe here, maybe a little further, maybe all the way forehead towards the earth. Breathe in and breathe out. All right, on your next exhale, go ahead and roll back up to sitting. And now we're going to take our left hand and bring it to the side. We're going to breathe in, raise our right hand up, 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 and then put our left hand behind us, gentle twist, and grab your left knee with your right hand. As you breathe in, lengthen your spine, and as you exhale, go ahead and look over that left shoulder, any amount that's comfortable. And once more, breathe and lengthen, and then look over that shoulder, maybe twist a little further. Then breathe in, and on the exhale, come back to center, and we'll repeat on the other side. Put your right hand out, raise your left hand as you breathe in, and then we're going to twist left hand to right knee, right hand behind us. Look over that shoulder if it's comfortable. You can always just keep your gaze straight to your right side as well. And then breathe in and lengthen the spine a little more. And on the exhale, twist a little more. Then breathe in. And come back to center on the exhale. Nice job. Okay, so now we're going to get into table position. We want our hands directly under our shoulders and our knees under our hips to start. But then we're going to put our toes together and widen our widen our knees almost as much as the width of our mat. Keep the hands spread nice and wide, firmly under the shoulders. And we're going to do some cat-cow. So this is called wide-legged cat-cow. We're going to do cow first. Breathe in. Let the belly sag, look up towards the sky, and then breathe out, round that back, just like a cat. Let's try it again. Breathe in. Breathe out. And once more, breathe in. And breathe out. And now, we're going to do a little bit of hip circles. So while you're doing your breathing, breathe in. And push back. And then as you breathe out, you can even round your spine a little. That feels good. And you can make these circles as big or as small as you want. You also want them to flow with your breath. So you can go faster or slower, whatever feels good. Let's reverse direction. Good job. This is a great way to just warm up the lower body and the arms as well and get it ready for some more active movements. Okay. And then whenever you're done, on your next circle around, bring your knees right back under your hip points. We're going to go right back into our neutral spine table. And then we're going to try a wrist stretch. So take one hand. I'm taking my right hand. And you want to turn it around 180 degrees so that your fingers are pointing towards your knee. Now, if you can't do that, any amount is good. You can turn it towards the side 90 degrees, turn it back a little bit. You want to stay comfortable in your wrist, but flexing it this way, and then just rock gently forward and backwards on it. Again, no pain, but wrist health is really important in yoga. You can even do small circles as you're doing this. And we want our wrists to be strong and also really well stretched out and flexible in all directions. So when we're doing more rigorous yoga poses, it's not causing pain or injury. All right. Flip your right hand around, and let's do the same on the left hand. So again, flip it 180 degrees, point those fingers towards your left knee if you're able, and go ahead and rock back and forth, maybe side to side, or again, small little circles with your hips that'll help your wrist rotate around. All right, and then bring your hands forward, back into the table, and we're going to take our elbows and put them where our hands are and go into puppy posture. So bring your elbows right down where your hands were. You might even walk your legs back a little, and then we're going to breathe in, and on the exhale, push back, and you want to bring your head towards the ground. It might just come to here, it might not come all the way down, but you want your head towards the ground. You'll feel a good stretch in your shoulders. Try to keep your shoulders down, away from your ears if possible. You don't want them to creep up and get tense. And then we'll just breathe in and out here. This is a really great heart opener. Good job. And then on the next breath in, we're going to come up and we're just going to go through, push through to our bellies. And now we're in Sphinx pose. You can keep your feet pointed out behind you, and you have your arms at 90-degree bend at the elbow. And you can even kind of pull back on your elbows a little so it feels like you're almost pulling away on your mat. And then we're going to breathe in, and on one exhale, look over one shoulder. Breathe in again. And on the exhale, look over the other shoulder. All right, we're going to breathe in, and we're going to lower all the way down. Bring your hands to the sides of your ribs, and then we're going to push up into cobra. Now you can stay in baby cobra, you can push up to a big cobra, whatever feels comfortable in your body today. And then we're going to push back down, lower down, and then breathe in. And on the exhale, push up to plank pose. Good work. If you need to readjust on your mat a little, go ahead. And then we're going to breathe in. And on the next exhale, we're going to push back into downward facing dog. And this is our first downward dog, so go ahead and pedal out your legs. You can have a bend in your knees if that helps. And then we want to anchor through our left heel. And it might not, mine doesn't touch the ground. You can see it might not touch the ground, that's fine. But anchor through your left heel and lift that right leg up in the air. And then we're going to breathe in and bring it all the way forward into a lunge. So we're going to raise our bodies up. Raise your hands towards the sky. Nice work. And then we're going to breathe in and turn our back foot out and go into a warrior two. And in warrior two, you want to have your arms at the same level as each other. And you want to kind of think of one continuous line from your middle finger of one hand all the way to the other. And then look out over your right middle finger. Good work. Then we're going to go into peaceful warrior. So we're going to breathe in, lean forward, and then pull it back. Peaceful warrior. And then on our exhale, we're going to bring our forearm to our right leg, and then reach our arm over our heads for extended side angle. You can also reach right up to the sky, whatever feels most comfortable. Then breathe in and bring your hands, both hands, down next to your right foot into lizard pose. This is a lunge variation. I'll move this leg out of the way just so you can see I have two hands, and then my leg is bent right next to it. And then take your left hand, put it about where your right hand is, and we're going to twist. Drag this hand all the way up, and we're doing a revolved crescent lunge. Now, if this is too much, you can just stay in lizard position.
You can also always use blocks for your hands if you need to bring the ground up to you a little more. All right, then we're gonna plant our hand down on the other side of our right foot. Go back into either plank, or we can stay in three-legged plank and lower to the ground. Then we're gonna push up into cobra. Come back down to the ground. Push up into plank. And you can always come to a half plank if that's more comfortable. You just want to stay supported in your plank. And then we're going to push back into downward facing dog. And same on this side. We still might need to walk it out a little. Might need to have our legs bent a little. Now we're going to anchor through our right heel and lift that left leg up into the sky. And then bring it through to our high lunge. So get your bearings. And then rise up. Raise those hands to the sky. You can do a little back bend if that feels comfortable. And we try to get our biceps right around our ears when we do this, but keep our shoulders down and back. Make sure to, as you breathe in, when you breathe out, relax those shoulders down and back. Then we're going to turn on our back foot and bring our arms out for warrior two. And again, you don't want your arms like this. If you can keep them level, that's great. Try to think of one straight line from your middle finger to your other tip of your middle finger, and then look out over your left hand. You can always come a little deeper if you want more of a stretch. If it's too much, you can pull back a little. So just listen to your body and do whichever feels the most right today. All right, now we're going to go into peaceful warrior. Think up and back as you reach up and back. And then breathe in. And on our exhale, bring your left forearm down to your left thigh. And you can reach your hand straight up to the sky or right over your head in one nice line. All right, on your next exhale, bring your hands down. We're going to do lizard on this side. Pivot on your back foot. Have it just toes down in a lunge position. And then bring your right hand where your left hand was, and we're going to do that revolved crescent lunge on the other side. Bring your hand, framing your foot now, and bring that left foot behind you. And again, you can bring it down to a plank, or you can try a three-legged plank and go down. Then push up to cobra. Come back down to your mat. And then we're going to push back to a wide-legged child's pose. And you can either keep your arms extended here, or a stretch that I really like is bring your palms together, just like you would at your heart center, but pull them back over your head so that your hands are pointed towards your bum or the back wall. And then stretch those elbows, let them kind of creep forward on your mat. And this gives you a really nice stretch in the upper back and shoulders. We'll be here for about 3 breaths. All right, on your next exhale, walk your hands up and come to a comfortable seat. Great work. Now we're going to do some very gentle hip circles. You can go as big or as small as you want, whatever feels comfortable in your body. I usually like to do really large ones, and that helps kind of stretch out all those muscles I just used. But if you want to just do little ones like this, and that's what feels good today, go for it. So moving with your breath again, you can inhale, move forwards. Exhale, move backwards. Maybe you'll see just how slow you can go if you can feel every little vertebrae and every little back muscle stretching out a little. Then if you haven't already, let's reverse our circle. Good job. Go a couple times in this direction. All right, and then we're going to bring the soles of our feet together for Baddha Konasana. butterfly pose. And what I'm going to invite you to do is to give yourself a little foot massage. And if you've never done this before, it could seem kind of weird, but this is another way you can show yourself love. You can actually just sit in this position and help rub some lotion into your feet if you've had a hard day working, been on your feet all day. But it's just a nice way to sort of connect with the body and get any tension out. And we hold a lot of tension in our feet, or we get very tired muscles in our feet. So go ahead and rub around in the arches of your feet. Make sure that your feet know that they're loved. All right, good job. And then we're going to do a gentle fold. So come back, sit up, head over heart, heart over pelvis. You can put your hands really anywhere along your legs. I usually put them on my ankles. And then we're going to breathe in, lengthen the spine, and then as you breathe out, go ahead and fold. And again, maybe you can fold to here today. Maybe you can fold a little further, and you can use your elbows on your legs for some extra stretch. Maybe your legs are like this today, and this is as much as you can fold. Wherever your body's at is just great. So fold all the way down, wherever is comfortable. Some people might be able to fold all the way to the ground. Take some breaths in and out. And then we're going to push back up. Great work. And now we're getting towards the very end of our practice, which is kind of a great part. So if you have a blanket and a pillow, go ahead and bring it close to you so you have it for later. And we're going to go to our sides, go on this part of our mat, breathe in, and hug your legs up and just do a little hover. We're not doing a lot of core work today, but just a little one. And then we're going to roll all the way back onto our backs. So now keep one leg in and extend one long. I'm keeping my right in. And give it a nice hug. And then breathe in. And as you exhale, go ahead and lift it. Just the idea of having your nose to your knee. Your nose doesn't need to come to your knee, but just a little bit, and engage those core muscles. If you want a little bit extra challenge, go ahead and hover the extended leg. For me, my left leg, I'm hovering a little, and that'll engage your lower core a little bit more. And then exhale, and take your left hand, and bring your right leg across your body into a reclined twist. And then go ahead and put your right arm out next to you, like you're making a T, and you can look out over that right shoulder if that's comfortable, or keep your gaze towards the ceiling. All right. And on the next exhale, come out of that, squeeze both legs into the chest, give yourself another hug, and then extend the opposite leg long. So I'm extending my right leg, keeping my left leg tucked in. And then on my next exhale, I'm going to come up with my nose towards my knee. It might come really close. It might stay really low to the ground. You just don't want to crank your neck and shoulder muscles. Keep those nice and gentle and just work on your core. And again, added challenge, go ahead and hover that other leg. Then on the next exhale, lower the leg if it was lifted. Bring your left leg across the right side of your body. Extend out your left arm long and look over that left shoulder. And you want both shoulder blades to be touching the ground, both shoulders on the ground. Or you can keep your gaze up towards the ceiling, whatever is comfortable. All right. Now, last move before Shavasana. We're going to bring our legs in once more, give them a hug, and then grasp the outsides of your feet or the insides of your feet, and we're going to go to Happy Baby, and you can rock back and forth. And if you'd like a little bit more of a static pose, you can always just grasp right around your knees and keep your legs wide. So you're still getting that same stretch that you get in Happy Baby, but it's not as active of a pose if you want to start getting into your relaxation. All right, so wherever you're at, finish up any final moves. If you want to take an inversion or any other pose your body's craving, go for that now. Otherwise, we're going to lower our legs. And if you have a blanket or a pillow, you can take the pillow and you can put it right under your head if you'd like. You can take the blanket and you can make yourself all nice and snuggly cozy. There we go. And go ahead and take a few belly breaths. You can have hands on the belly or hands already next to you. And if you did use a mantra or some words earlier in the class, like I am loved or breathing love in and out, go ahead and reintroduce those now as you lay down on your mat and get ready for your final resting. All right. So make sure now that your arms are at your sides and you're super comfortable as you can get. And what we're going to do is do a gentle body scan, but we're going to be very loving about it. So we're going to start at the very soles of our feet, and we just want to help our body and our muscles relax, and we want to give thanks for every part of our body that works so hard for us each and every day. So we already gave our feet a little rub, and we know that they work really hard for us, so we just want to say thanks, and relax the feet and the toes, and the ankles right into the ground, into the mat below you. Travel up your body and work on relaxing your calf muscles and your shins. Keep your knees nice and soft. Work your way up to your thighs. Your thigh muscles work so hard for you and support your body, and they're so strong throughout the day, so give them a little mental squeeze of thanks and let them relax into the mat. Relax your glutes and relax your hips. Travel up to your core and give an extra special thanks. So often we have negative talk about our bellies, but those core muscles really support you so much throughout the day and all your activities, from sitting to standing to talking, anything you do. So give an extra special thanks for them and let them relax into the mat. Relax your upper body, your chest, and your upper back. Relax your shoulders into the mat. Relax your upper arms, soft, gentle elbows. Relax your forearms. Relax your hands and fingers. Relax your neck muscles. Those are often very tense in your upper shoulder muscles. If your tongue is up in the top of your mouth, up at by your top teeth, relax it mindfully and intentionally towards the bottom. We hold a lot of tension in our mouths, so you can relax your tongue and fully feel your jaw relax, the muscles of your face. Make sure you don't have any bunched up skin in your forehead. Let everything just melt in and fully relax. And then let's take just a few breaths in silence. And then as you're able, start to wiggle your fingers and wiggle your toes a little. Deepen your breath. And on your next exhale, go ahead and roll over to your side and pillow your hands under your head or just roll on your pillow. And then on your next breath, go ahead and push up to sitting. All right. Thanks so much for doing this class with me today. I hope it felt great for you. I hope it let you move your body and get out some tension, and also helped you show a little love and take some time for yourself. It is wonderful. I just want to say thanks, especially for staying and doing the Shavasana. I know sometimes we might pause the video or end early because we just need to get on with our day, but that rest portion is nearly as important, or sometimes even more important, for our body and our mind at the end of class, to just let all the magic of the yoga class kind of sink in. So to end, I want us to bring our hands together and put them up to our forehead, and we say, "May I have kind thoughts towards myself and others." Bring them to your lips. "May I have kind words towards myself and others." And then bring them to your heart center. "May I have a kind heart towards myself and others." Thank you so much for practicing with me today. Namaste.